We can't cross the mountains the way we want to. So, and you need to know the exact days, how many days you're gonna spend in the mountains. It all has to be like super documented, but you have to have a guide with you. But yeah, lots of hassle, lots of bureaucracy, lots of miscommunication. No one knows anything, all these rules. So it just was like really sucky situation. But hopefully now we can go on about our hike.
In 2021, we were lucky enough to hike across the beautiful country of Armenia as some of the first people to trace the steps of the Transcaucasian Trail. That journey left us with the urge to go back to the Caucasus and explore more, so what better way than to try and hike across the Caucasus range of Azerbaijan? This time, however, it wasn't just us. We took along two of our best friends to share the experience with. And oh, what an experience this hike turned out to be. Luckily, none of us knew of the struggles ahead, and we blissfully set off from the coast of the Caspian Sea, starting from an emblematic peak known as Beshbarmak. The first section of the route was completely unscouted and meant that we had no water security, forcing us to carry up to 6 liters at a time. Our hike took place in late summer, meaning dry conditions and sweltering heat.
7:40 in the morning. Sweltering hot already. We are sweating. There was no water here, so we dry camped. Today we just go up the valley. Hopes of finding some water. Finally, we actually turned more inland. You can see still the deserty hills behind me. Really, the landscape changed a lot. It already changed yesterday evening, but today we are really in feels like completely different mountains from where we've been hiking. Nice evening for a stroll in Caucasus. Woo!
The route before the area surrounding Azerbaijan's highest peaks was difficult in many ways, but also scenic and rewarding.
Made it to Grizdehne, had a quick lunch in a local restaurant. I don't know if they ripped us off again or not. In their small shop, asking 9 euros for a package of waffles. Nah, probably not. Now we have 1,000 meters of ascent ahead of us over a steep cliff up to Griz village. By the looks of it, looks like 45 degrees steep. So we made it past the steep bit and now we are in the cloud. Kinda raining coming in few hours. Hopefully by that time we will already reach Griz. Super epic place. Almost getting dark. We have about half an hour of daylight left. Sign just said 1 hour 20 until village, but we can already see it right there.
We got to see and experience village life in distant valleys, observe the late summer grass cutting, drink tea with shepherds, and stay at an authentic guest house. Once we reached the gateway to High Caucasus, the village of Lhasa, things suddenly got difficult. It seemed as if every step we tried to take, we were faced with bureaucratic obstacles.
We have all the permits supposedly, all is good, but still they don't want to let us through, so the director of the whole establishment is coming. 5 hours of trying to solve this paper issue. We ended up changing our route like few times, cause
the park rangers didn't allow us, the foreigners, into the park without a local guide. It felt as if this nature was meant to not be visited. In the end, they provided us with a ranger who was unfit to take us to the top of Basarduzu and left us to our own devices. Once on the other side of the national park, we were told that we are entering another park and cannot do that without a guide. We did the best we could and avoided what we thought were the park boundaries. All this time we felt like we were followed. Whenever we saw a shepherd, they made a phone call, which made us feel like fugitives.
So day 15, yesterday late night we came down that really steep hill. It was dark already. Stina's headlamp had broken. Did over 2000 meters of descent. This last one was really brutal and just like this kind of semi-loose rocks. Crossing of Caucasus from north to south slowly getting concluded. It's crazy, like big mountains one side and then it's kind of still hills but pretty flat on the other side.
When we finally reached the other side of the Caucasus range, we parted ways with Trin, who had to go home early. The three of us set out on the next leg of the journey with the aim of making it as far as we could with the time we had left. And yet the moment we reached the foothills, we met a man who started making phone calls. Once again, we were met with rules and regulations surrounding a park that nobody knew the boundaries of. We were forced to turn around and continue further up north. We were now so wary of meeting any local that we tried to move stealthily through the forests. We made it up and over another ridgeline and were treated with some night hiking and a wild camp on an overhanging cliff. Beautiful and mellow, offering exceptional views of the steep mountains above and the flat plains down below. Once we turned into a gully to start heading down, the trail disappeared. We bushwhacked on steep, treacherous ground for hours, fighting stinging nettles and the dangerous giant hogweeds. When we finally hit the flat valley floor, we were tired and all we wanted to do was to find a camp spot. Instead, we were asked in for questioning at the local military checkpoint, which we were of course not allowed to film. Despite the friendly officers and unexpected hospitality, we were banned from continuing on our route because we were foreigners.
So they kind of put us on this flat field, they can see us from the army base there, and the whole night two guys were just I don't know, about 100 meters from the tent, just patrolling, making sure we are not leaving anywhere. So there's just Crazy. Azerbaijan is crazy place.
After yet another detour, we started the last section that we had time for. Finally, an established route. Here we faced steep ascents, lots of sweat and stinging nettles, a little bit of getting lost, and unreliable water sources. But the last day of our hike also gifted us amazing hospitality. We were invited into a shepherd shelter for tea and watermelon, and into the summer house of a journalist for shower and a meal. Suffice to say that the smooth hiking since the Caspian Sea had turned into an endless bureaucratic hurdle that we had had enough of, and thus we decided to call it a day. In the 23 days that we hiked, we managed to only cover a meager 400 kilometers or so, just scratching the surface of the nature that this country has to offer. Throughout the hike, we were blessed with great weather, solitary nature, beautiful trails, and above all, the best company we could ask for. The harsh reality is that Azerbaijan is simply not ready for foreign long-distance hikers, but the good news is this. With the continued work of the Transcaucasian Trail, this land will welcome hikers in the future, offering all that it has to those seeking a real adventure.